all I knew was that like this random queen is just from New York is just coming at me, disrespecting me. And I didn't even do nothing. I was just like, what is happening right now?
Hey guys, it's Travis Cronin, entertainment director at Us Weekly magazine, and you are watching Drag Us Weekly, the show where we drag the truths, the wants, the hopes, the fears out of your favorite drag queens. Today we are joined by the amazing, amazing Maddy Morphosis. Welcome, Maddy.
Hi.
Hi. Well, I mean, I'm ready to pitch a tent because the camp queen is here. Thank goodness. You know, you had so many amazing camp looks, but, you know, the judges didn't always agree with, you know, how you felt about the garments. What do you think was the disconnect between your aesthetic and the judging panel?
I think a lot of it might have fallen on me a little bit. I think my background in drag, like what my focus has always been is focused more on just like the conceptual camp comedy, just like having fun with it. And obviously on a show like Drag Race, you know, there is a runway and they want to see like some fashion moments and see a little bit more of a fashion point of view to everything. And that's just like not something that, yeah, I've had a lot of like experience with. Like I'm definitely not the high fashion queen of the season.
That, you know, that comes with time, I guess. A few more magazines, a couple YouTube shows about runway shows, and you'll be all good to go.
Right.
And going into it, did you think you were going to have a huge, explosive, untucked fight?
No, I mean, whenever I went home after the show and I talked to my girlfriend, I was like, she's like asking like, how to go with Drag Race, tell me everything. And I told her about how I got in a fight with someone in Untucked. She was like, are you joking? And I was like, no, because like I have never had, I don't think I've ever raised my voice at anybody in like the drag scene in like the past like 4 or 5 years that I've been doing it. And so I told her about that. She was like, what are you talking about? Why? And I was just telling her like, you know, that we were having a conversation. It's obviously like Drag Race is like the most psychologically, emotionally draining experience you could ever go through. But then like add on to that a couple untucked drinks and the fact that like you might be going home and your dreams are about to be squandered. It just adds like so much like pressure on you. And it just becomes like this perfect storm of like just brings a boiling point in the Untucked.
There was a lot of high tensions between you and Jasmine because it was pretty sure that you two were in the bottom. Do you feel that your, you know, intentions and words were misconstrued by her? Because I think it was pretty clear you were trying to say one thing and she took it as a completely other thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think like my immediate reaction, I was just talking about how like I've been my biggest competition. I'm just going to focus on my lip sync and just, you know, act like I'm the only one in this and just focus on myself. I put myself in the bottom. I got to dig myself out, you know, kind of pep talking myself. And I think she took that as me saying like, oh, you're going to act like I'm not there. You think I'm not competition, which was not the intent. And so whenever she immediately responded the way she did, I was just like, where's this disrespect coming from? And it was just a big miscommunication between the two of us. But again, like we're under so much emotions. And I think we both had the mindset of like, okay, you want a cute untucked moment? Let's get this Emmy. Let's go. Let's have it out. And I think it was like a mix between like misunderstanding, but also just like releasing a lot of just tension we had in that moment.
Had you had tension with Jasmine specifically, or was it just all in the show?
No, I mean, during the show, like there's obviously like she had moments of like cornbread and people talked about how, you know, like she talked too much, interrupts people. And like, that was definitely something like I noticed too. And I think it's just like, you know, she has like her own issues with that. But, you know, a lot of the issues that she did have, I didn't know at the time. And so leading up to this, whenever she's saying what she said, I didn't know she misunderstood me. I didn't know any kind of, you know, personal issues that she was going through. All I knew was that like this random queen is just from New York is just coming at me, disrespecting me. And I didn't even do nothing. I was just like, what is happening right now? And then it just like kept devolving into like, it seemed like we were having completely different conversations, which made it even more frustrating. I don't know. It was just a lot. It was a lot.
Well, do you feel like you can, or have you buried the hatchet with her? Because it was clearly just the strong emotions. There was no ill will intended from you to her.
No, I mean, if I ever see her again, it's on site. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's like, we're really good. We're really close. Like I said, like we understand that it's like the tension of the moment. You know, we're on TV. This is super stressful. Like we are all pursuing like this ultimate dream. And in that moment, one of us gets it crushed. There's just so much going into it, and we understand that, and we're really close now. Like everyone on this cast is really close with each other, and I love Jasmine to death.
Great. And you had, it wasn't all fights. You had some amazing moments on the show where you did really well. And I feel like the audience got to watch you come into your own and be proud of yourself. What were you most proud of watching the show back?
I think the most proud was like the acting challenges, especially like the first one where it's like, I know that like the contributions that like I made to the group, and like I feel that our group like had like the best video in my opinion. And I was really proud of like what we did in that episode. And I really wish I would have got to do like more acting challenges and snatch game and the reading challenge. Like I really wish I had more opportunities to show like the creativity, because it's not in the fashion, but everything else, I feel like I have a chance to blossom, but such is life.
And what did you take away from the show? Was it that you want to elevate to like a high fashion aesthetic, or do you want to sort of do what you're good at and and love with acting and comedy and camp? I mean, your TikTok's amazing and it's really showing off there. What did you learn from Drag Race in terms of you as a drag performer and what to do next?
I think it just kind of opened my eyes to like where my shortcomings are, because, like whenever you're in a small town in Arkansas, no one's going to critique you and tell you where you need work. Everyone's just like, you're amazing and we love you. So going on a show like Drag Race, to actually have like a panel of judges that have been in like the scene for so long, tell you like, this is where you need to improve on, this is what we want to see from you. And just to take that information back and really try to improve myself. Like, I wouldn't say I'm going to go back to what I'm doing, particularly, because like, I'm not a fully realized person or entertainer, and there's always room to grow. And now that I know that I need to work more like on like the fashion aspect of it, and I think if I can mix more of the fashion elements, improve the makeup and like add that in with like my flavor of like camp and comedy, I think I could really become like an even better performer and entertainer.
And like I said, I really enjoy your TikToks. It's such a great medium for you. What sort of things are you excited to do now that the show's over to really show who Maddy Morphosis is and who she's gonna morphosize into?
I mean, obviously, just like for one, just traveling around, getting to like perform in like a bunch of different cities, and just like showcasing myself in person, meeting so many like people, and like just experiencing like this opportunity that Drag Race gives you. And aside from that, like I would love to focus more like making more videos, TikToks, making more content out there. Obviously, this day and age, social media is a huge thing in drag. It's not just bar shows anymore. There's so many more avenues that you can explore drag in. And I don't even know what all avenues that are possible for me. So I'm really just taking this in stride and taking these opportunities as they come and just see what's next.
And are you and your girlfriend going to stay in Arkansas? Are you just going to tour around and you want that to be your home base? Or are you considering a move somewhere?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's definitely great right now because, it's a lot cheaper to live in Arkansas. So just like living there to kind of save a little money while I fly around to go to these different shows. But I think I definitely want to move to like a bigger city at some point, just because there's not a lot of opportunity in Arkansas as far as drag is, concerned. There's even flying around, I have to go through extra airports just to get out of the state. And I don't know, I want to see more of the world, what more the world has to offer. I've already seen so much more just from like the experience of Drag Race. And so like, I know I haven't even like scratched the surface. So I think I definitely want to move somewhere and like see more.
And have you had any cis heterosexual drag queens reach out to you and be like, oh my God, it's finally lovely to see someone like this in this medium yet, or not yet? Because there's not many out there.
There's not very many out there. I've had a few like reach out to me, message me, just like saying that like, oh, I didn't think a straight person could ever get on a show like this. I've been doing drag for this many years, so and so. And, just like it definitely has like had an effect on some of the straight people out there. But more so, like I've gotten a lot of messages from just like cisgendered straight men, or even like bisexual men, or like their girlfriends reaching out to me, telling me that like, oh, like me or like my partner, it's really refreshing seeing you on the show, because we always felt like we weren't allowed to like express like our femininity and explore ourselves. And just like to see someone like you who's like doing this, but also able to live like a normal life, it just like shows people that you don't have to fall in this like rigid line of toxic masculinity just to be comfortable with your sexuality. And I'm glad that that's more of like the message I want to put out to people on the show.
Yeah, well, you certainly did. And I can't wait. I love how the queens post all of their outfits that they would have worn, on the challenges. I can't wait to see what yours are because you always have such a really unique take on all of, the prompts. You take it such a different way. How do you do that? It's so different from everything else that everyone puts out in terms of your vision and execution.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, I think, obviously, like I'm not like super high fashion thing. I think of things more just like general concepts or ideas. Like I'm trying to think here. I for me, like a lot of the looks that I did like on the show, these are looks that I made not for a runway. They were made for like a very specific performance. Like the rain outfit, I was like, I want to do rain on me. I want to be a rain cloud. Or like the headless look. I was like, I want to do Madonna's Vogue, but be headless for it, kind of like the old school music video or the performance.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Like for me, it's like, it's just ideas and just like developing them and turning them into drag or taking things that I see outside of drag and just like making them drag, like an old, like commercial, old cartoon, something from nostalgia, Colonel Sanders, just whatever it is, just like take something and just like turn it on its head, just like play with the gender of it, play with the aspect of it.
And speaking of playing with the gender, RuPaul told you that your pussy needs to be a little bit more on fire and a little more, that's what Ru said to you. Have you practiced in the mirror about pretending that your pussy is on fire or heating up?
Oh no, it's scorching. It's caused wildfires. It's honestly a problem at this point. No, it's like, no, I've taken that critique because I think that is something that was a hindrance for me going into this competition. Like I do just like little performances and things. I've never walked like on a runway catwalk like that. That's never been like my drag, my aesthetic. And so like to hear that, it's like, and like watching myself back, it's like, it was really like an eye opener for me. Just like seeing myself, I'm like, oh wow, like I am really stiff. Because in that moment, I didn't 100% understand what RuPaul was telling me. But then watching back the season, like I'm looking at myself and realizing that there is that something missing. And I've really been trying to like work on that a little bit, just really try to like let loose and try to like shake off the 27 years of heteronormativity and just like try to just, loosen it up a little bit. Spark it. Yeah. Just add that. Yeah.
Yes. Oddly, we all know what that means. And my last question is tell all the fans out there how we can follow you, what things you have going on. Where are you pitching your tent and bringing your camp all over this country and world?
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a bunch of dates. I'm trying to keep my dates posted on my Instagram. Aside from that, so I'm probably coming to a city near you. I have a small little tour set up with like the other 3 girls. It's called the It's Chocolate Tour. The first 4 people eliminated. So we're going to be coming to a city near you. It's going to be a lot of fun. And aside from that, you can follow me at Maddy Morphosis, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Follow me. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Yes,
come see my stupidity.
Check her out. She is really good on the socials. It is so your medium. Well, Maddy Morphosis, thank you so much for your talent, your entertainment, and bringing something new to the franchise. You were so fun to watch.
Thank you so much. Thank you for slogging through this word vomit with me as I try to express myself.
I think it's lovely and endearing, Maddy, and I can't wait to see so much more of you. You are an amazing queen.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.